Okay, Capricorn natives, this is your eclipse, and if you've been following me for a long time or following astrology for a long time, you know you've been doing eclipse after eclipse after eclipse. This is the last one in that series. I just said that. Let me check. Yay! So this means that you are not going to be plagued by eclipses again for another 8 or 9 years, so that's wonderful. Now, this eclipse falls in your first house, of course, because it's Capricorn, and your 7th house. That is about yourself and relationships, how you are interacting with other people. Of course, as you can see, you have been doing a chock full house of Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn there anyway. This has been so powerful, so like almost overwhelming energy for you, where you are transforming yourself into the person that you want to become. And this energy is not done with you yet. So while you're doing the eclipse, which is going to bring a breakthrough or two, you do still have these other planets here, some of them for the rest of the year, and some of them for, or at least one of them for a couple of more years. And this is really helping you out to really go for the things that you want. So don't hesitate to think big and go for what it is that is your heart's desire, that is your true path. Now, when we look at a lunar eclipse, of course what we have is the sun, which is your sense of identity, and your needs, which is the moon, and they are blocked by the earth. And the earth represents all the mundane things in our lives. You know, that is our commute, our laundry, getting dinner ready, and things like that. And so our daily life is stopping what we feel we need to do to express who we are. And so that's why the energy builds up, and then we say, I can't take it anymore, I want a breakthrough. And more than anybody, you guys are feeling this. It is time for a breakthrough. It is time for you to say, I want a change. Now, this is in your house of relationships, but that doesn't mean this is solely about relationships, because this is all types of relationships. Business partnerships, the relationship you have with your boss, the relationship you have with your neighbor, the relationship you have with your sibling. All of these different relationships are all rolled up into this, including love relationships. So this is about how you are expressing yourself in relationships in general. Now, and there to help you is that Saturn back in Capricorn now, doing the inconjunct to the North Node in your 6th house of daily routines and habits. So this is giving you the opportunity to look at your habits, look at your level of productivity, and say to yourself, am I really doing the things that are moving me forward? Am I doing the things that I really value? Or am I just going the easy route and just consuming, food, media, and things like that? Am I sitting down and doing the things that are going to build me and my life into what I want it to be? And so this inconjunct is really helping you out with that. And the North Node does say that people could come in to help you specifically with this. Now, what is also a help here is that Mars in Aries right at the base of your chart. And it does say that there is going to be times where your family is so valuable and so helpful. And this is your family, extended family, your spiritual family. It is your ancestors. It is the spirits that are supporting you. So all of this family is helping you out. But it also says to look at where there's a family pattern that is causing you a block. And because the Mars and Aries can just bust through this right now, it can say, now I've spotted the family pattern, and maybe that is, that you go 80% of the way and then you kind of poop out, or that you say, oh, I have to really stay in my lane, and so I can't be CEO, or I can't start a business. It is these sort of things that you can really challenge now to say, I can have a breakthrough. Now, this Mars is going to be traveling through this house for the next 6 months, all the way to the end of the year. And in September, it's going to go retrograde, which we will talk more about as we get closer. But just to give you a little preview, it means that even if you're not that effective right now, you are going to be more effective because you're going to get a second chance at everything. Now, as I said, you are doing such a strong relationship period for all kinds of relationships, but especially for love relationships. And so if you're looking for love, you have great opportunities for that now because it is the eclipse. It says to look at what the blocks are that you have been using to stop yourself in your life for relationships, whether that be that you don't want to find people online, or whether it is that you feel like you don't trust people, or things like that. Look at those blocks and start to clear those. There's so many different modalities that you can use, such as biofeedback, EMDR, tapping, all of those things to help you clear blocks, and this is the area where the blocks need to be cleared. But mostly, look at that first house. That first house says to trust yourself. If you trust yourself, if you say to yourself, I know who I am, I can spot when there's trouble, I know I can get out of trouble if trouble arises, then you have no problem getting into a situation because you know you can get out of it again. So it's all about trusting yourself. We already talked about home and family, but the Mars in Aries with the Chiron down there does say that there are some repairs that need to be done at home. There could be some arguments and things like that because everybody's very emotional and things are a little bit raw, and maybe you've been stuck together for now months at a time. And so there is this kind of antagonistic, maybe pugilistic energy, so you do want to watch out for that. So you can channel some of that energy by doing a lot of vigorous exercise at home, do some construction, really focus on taking lots and lots of action, and that'll dissipate any sort of negative energy that this could bring. Now you've got a great house of career because it's ruled by that Venus in the 6th house, which is your work environment. So if you are working at home, which is a good use for that Mars in Aries, but if you are working at home, you have some really good energy there. If you are working with others, you're liking the others, and that's great. If you're looking for a new job, there are some opportunities, but it's not really strong yet. That's going to change really soon. You need to focus on connecting directly with other people rather than just posting a resume, because otherwise you're going to be a little invisible. When it comes to your money, you are pulling money from the 5th house, which is your creativity, risk-taking, doing things you truly enjoy, also working with children, teaching, and doing things around how you relate with others. It is also pulling money from that Saturn in the 1st, so stuff that you have your name on, stuff that you're taking responsibility for. It does say for your money that you're going to make money more effectively if you are being responsible with your money. Use that Capricorn energy that you know so well to apply it to your money, and that is keep track of your spending, look at what you're making, look at how, what's going on with your savings account, what's going on with your insurance, your investments and things like that. Pay some attention to your money and your money will grow. You have a great house for making money through business income, through passive income sources such as royalties, residuals, affiliate income, also through family or through your partner, through a business partnership as well, because the Sun is making a lovely sextile to that Uranus, and that does mean, because it's a sextile, that you do need to take some action, but when you do, there are real perks that can happen. There is real profits that can accumulate, and so you definitely want to work on that. Because the ruler of the 8th is in the 7th house, we go back to that idea that the more people you meet, the more money you're going to make, especially if you own your own business, so that's really good. But this also says if you're looking for funding, if you are doing a GoFundMe account or a Kickstarter or something like that, it is about you reaching out to individuals that then causes it to go viral. So that's where you really want to focus your energy. This is just a sextile, so you do want to take the action. If you take no action, you miss the opportunity. So when it comes to money derived from career, it's directly related to that 1st house, and which is you being in charge of something, where you're putting your name on something, and the 4th house, so you may be working at home, or you may be doing something that's home related, like construction or real estate or things like that. Those are going to be the strongest careers right now for you. That, of course, will change very soon, but in the meantime, you are looking at that energy. I shouldn't say very soon. It's going to change next year. Right now, it's really good for you this year. And so when we're looking at that energy, energy. It does show that you are making money, so that's great. It does show that there's more opportunities to make money, but you have to pay attention because you're doing the semi-sextile. It's a weaker aspect, so it says you need to do things that you may not want to do, but that's what brings you money. And when it comes to potential windfalls, that synchronicity, that big opportunity that just comes from out of nowhere, what you have is a semi-sextile between Uranus and Venus. Again, a very minor aspect. It's doing the things that are a little bit irritating, and those can bring you the biggest results. So this isn't those favorite things that you might like to do, like gambling or doing high speculation or doing day trading or something like that. This is more that kind of random thing where you reach out to that occasional person and then they forward your post everywhere, and that brings you some success. So it's more like that. It's more just that serendipity, that occasional, your intuition just says, okay, just reach out and contact that person, and that's what happens. It also says go out and plant some seeds for different things that you'd like to do. Be creative, look for creative opportunities. That's going to help.